What's up, Vetters? Patrick here with Vetted. What's all this I've been hearing about some structures found under the pyramids in Egypt? Let's dive in and see what this is all about. Is this alien related? Let's find out.
Corrado Malanga from the University of Pisa and Filippo Biondi, involved in radar and remote sensing research with the University of Strathclyde, published peer-reviewed research in 2022 via MDPI entitled Synthetic Aperture Radar Doppler Tomography Reveals Details of Undiscovered High-Resolution Internal Structure of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Their research was conducted using SAR data, synthetic aperture radar, along with proprietary software developed by Filippo Biondi that transforms the radar signals into phononic information, which allows for the detection of millimetric vibrations. This cutting-edge technology is capable of revealing underground structures invisible to traditional methods and revealed internal structures never seen before. Having established their expertise in using SAR to explore pyramid structures non-invasively, a recent press release on their current project was released last Saturday. This March 15th press release summarized the key findings in the team's research of the second largest pyramid of the Giza Plateau, known as the Cafre Pyramid, and what they found was astonishing. The analysis of dozens of tomographic SAR images obtained from different angles enabled the 3D reconstruction of inside the pyramid of Cafre and deep beneath the surface of the plateau. Near the base of the pyramid, 5 identical structures are seen, connected by geometric pathways. Inside each of these are 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof. Below these 5 structures are 8 cylindrical structures, which appear to be vertical wells, hollow inside, and surrounded by descending spiral pathways. These 8 vertically aligned cylindrical structures, arranged in 2 parallel rows from north to south, descend to a depth of 648 meters, where they all merge into 2 large cubic structures, measuring approximately 80 meters per side. The entire structure extends approximately 2 kilometers beneath the surface and extends beneath all 3 pyramids of the Giza Plateau complex. Mainstream Egyptology tells us that the Giza pyramids were tombs for pharaohs Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, and that they were built around 2500 BC using ramps, sledges, and levers. But the redundant mathematics in their construction, which include pi, the golden ratio, and the speed of light, along with the testimony of today's expert architects, suggests that the official story does not hold up. The massive underground structure revealed by the recent SAR data shows what appears to be a mechanical or functional system, and this has been hypothesized in the past. Nikola Tesla believed that the pyramids could harness Earth's natural frequencies. This arguably inspired his experiments in wireless energy transmission and scalar waves. In the Giza power plant, Christopher Dunn argued that the Great Pyramid was a power-generating machine using resonant and acoustic forces to convert mechanical stress into electricity. In the Giza Death Star, Joseph Farrell proposed that the Great Pyramid of Giza was a weapon of mass destruction using a type of physics that he calls paleophysics to focus energy as a scalar weapon. The cylindrical wells could be conduits for energy or sound waves, and the cubic structures might serve as energy storage or stabilization units, akin to components in a large-scale weapon or generator. And the detection of vibrations in the pyramid's internal structures reflects all of these ideas. The Cafre project hopes to plan an excavation in order to discover more about this underground structure, but history shows that this will be very difficult to get approval for.
All right, so basically we got some structures underneath the pyramids in Egypt, allegedly, right? That's the story that's floating around here, and it's quite a viral story, to be honest with you. Now, I wanted to look into how exactly they found this out, right? Because at first glance, it seems very exciting. And we can see what they used right here to collect this data, synthetic aperture radar. SAR data, right? That's what they described as what they used to find this out. Because again, the claims are fine, right? But let's find out how they got there, because that will decide, for me personally, how seriously do I take this, right? So they use synthetic aperture radar. Data is a collection of radar scans of the Earth's surface that are transmitted from satellites. SAR data is used to create images of the Earth's surface and to study the Earth's deformation. How SAR data is collected. Here we go. SAR is an active data collection technique that sends out a pulse of energy and records the amount reflected back. SAR can see through clouds, rain, smoke, and darkness. SAR is ideal for areas with persistent cloud cover, such as rainforests, small oceanic islands, and other areas in the global cloud belt. Use of SAR data. Here we go. Studying Antarctic icebergs, tracking oil spills into marshes, mapping wetlands, modeling deformation of the Earth's surface, studying tectonics, studying earthquake focal mechanisms, studying volcano behavior, studying hydrology, studying public safety related to Earth hazards. SAR data processing. SAR images are grayscale and need significant processing before they're ready to use. SAR data is a complicated data source that requires specialized software and training to use, right? Okay. So this is interesting. I wonder if we can play this video.
The angular resolution of a radar image is determined by the wavelength to the size of the aperture. This means for the longer wavelength radio waves, you need a much larger aperture to form the same resolution in the image. This is a problem if you want to mount your radar system onto an aircraft or a satellite. This challenge is overcome using synthetic aperture radar, or SAR imaging. High-resolution images can be achieved by moving a small antenna over long distances.
I need one of these.
And combining multiple viewpoints into a single radar image, creating a large synthetic aperture.
Got it.
By moving a SAR system over terrain and synthesizing radar responses, it is possible to achieve highly detailed images that can resolve half the distance of the real aperture, independent of the range. Forming SAR images requires sophisticated mathematics, powerful computers, and accurate sensors. With a huge wealth of data collected, the question is how to make sense of it. It is very difficult for a human to interpret SAR images and to find small and agile adversaries hiding in clutter.
So I'm just wondering how they discovered these structures underneath the surface when that's not really what it's used for, right? Their data collection system, that's just not what it's used for. So I don't know. Let's take a look at something else that I found. Now, this was a tweet that was put out that I found very interesting. Let's take a look. The claim that physical structures were found under the pyramid is indeed false. It's not an accurate statement. If they said a satellite produced some noise, which an independent researcher interpreted as a structure, that would be more accurate. Just because technology produces data and that data is interpreted by a human to be a physical structure doesn't actually mean a physical structure was discovered beneath the sands. What concerns me most about the researchers' approach is their failure to establish a control test. Before making bold claims about unknown subterranean features, they should first prove that their method can reliably detect known cavities. For example, why didn't their scans reveal any of the well-documented passages and chambers within the pyramid? Additionally, it's doubtful that SAR scans can penetrate solid rock to the depths these researchers are suggesting, which is kind of the point I'm making as well, right? These are great points. And look, I'm not saying there's nothing unusual about the pyramids, and I'm not saying that this isn't true either, but I think these are fair points to make, right, about this. So for me, the jury's still out. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. We'll see y'all in the next video, vetters. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.